What the fuck is up, party people? I was thinking about doing a story time because I don't think that I do. So, a few different options would be to talk about being bullied in middle school and high school, and no, I'm just kidding, that was it. But yeah, people are fucking terrible, dude. Like, for real. Like, I think middle school, like my 7th and 8th grade years, were probably the worst time of my entire life. And that's when you're like, what, like 12, 13 years old? Like, what do you even have to worry about at that time? I don't know. But I'm like trying to think like where I should even fucking start. I'll just start wherever and then like backtrack if I feel like I forgot something. So I had 2 best friends, Jada and Sammy. And Sammy has always been super wonderful, and she's still my friend, and it's been like 5 ever. Jada, on the other hand, we were super close, and then when I moved to California, she didn't really talk to me that much. It's fine, whatever, like I get the whole distance thing. And then when I came to Wisconsin, she's like, yeah, like let's hang out, whatever, and then like ghosts me. Like literally never responded to anything or called me back. And like, I'm a crazy bitch, so I even showed up to her house and like knocked on the door, and the lights were on, and like obviously somebody was home and still not fucking answering the door. I'm like, that is so weird. Like, but whatever. I was salty about it for a while, but I mean, I guess people change and move on with their lives. So I mean, like that was like a couple years later or whatever, so we like weren't 13 anymore. But anyways, so the first thing that I can think of is there was this girl, I don't even remember her name. Her name is Brittany. And by the way, I'm gonna fucking use names and everything in every blast-worthy way that I can roast anybody in this video right now, because people did some fucked up shit to me. Like, I really cannot even explain. Okay, so this girl named Brittany, she moved from like, I don't know, to each their own, like whatever, like, but she moved from some ghetto area, and she made that very clear that she was like some hood bitch, right? And also keep in mind that we're like 12 or 13, so when you're that age, like, and you're like trying to fight people and you don't really know how to act, it's honestly mind-blowing. But whatever. So at the time, she had like, I posted I think like a photo on not Instagram, Facebook, because it was like popping back then, and she like said my boobs were like as tiny as mosquitoes or something like that. And so I responded, and then I think that I like clapped back a little bit, but I've always been like a super nice person, so I didn't like say something super mean. And then immediately she messages me and was like, hey, we're gonna fight, like I'm just letting you know, like I already apologized to my parents because they don't like me fighting anymore, but like I'll see you tomorrow at school. And I'm like, what? I would never fight anybody in my entire life, like fucking on God. And this is happening when I'm 12 years old. And I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot fight somebody, like this is just not gonna work out. And what do I do? And so, mind you, I told you Sammy and Jada were my best friends, right? Jada was always the person to fall into whatever was the bigger side of things, or the more popular person, or oh, people don't like you, okay, well then I'm not gonna like you either type, because I felt like she was like not confident in herself. So there was this girl named Sophie And I will never, ever, ever have respect for this girl in my entire life, because I believe that if you can do something as terrible as she did when we were in middle school, you're just fucked up in the mind, and I don't think that you're ever gonna get better. But so she would constantly say things about me all the time, and post, like, everything was always online, like everything was always posted on Facebook, and then, you know, like, everybody gangs up and then like starts liking it. And even these girls that claim to be like Christian, and like the people who were considered goody two-shoes or whatever, were liking comments that were saying like, you're a fucking slut and shit like that. And also, I had never had sex at that time, and I was getting called a slut. Anyways, so yeah, Sophie had this gang of people following her around, doing whatever she said, listening to her, and being bitches with her for no reason. And when I moved to California, she texts me. I moved to California my freshman year of high school. She texts me and says, "I'm sorry for the way that I've treated you. I was always jealous because I'll never be as skinny as you, and I will never have as good of hair as you." Are you kidding? Oh my God. So literally treated me like shit, spread rumors, it told me that I was a slut, told everybody to fucking confront me all the time, saw me crying at school and would walk up to me and say, "Why the fuck are you crying? Nobody cares." All the time. This was literally for 2 years straight. Like, I'm not kidding. And okay, so that just shows you how jealousy can make people insane, and it really hurts others, honestly. Like, those, like I said, were the worst years of my life. Like, I would never want to go back. And I moved to, okay, wait, before I talk about that, I'm gonna go back to the Brittany situation. So after that happened, Brittany comes to school, and she walks up to my table at lunch and starts bitching me out, and the whole entire cafeteria got quiet. Like you could fucking hear a pin drop besides this bitch screaming at me, talking about how much of a slut I am and how everybody hates me, and God knows what. I don't even remember exactly what she said, but she went on for like probably about 5 minutes before one of the teachers or staff or whatever came and like got both of us, and I was just sitting there bawling. Now to this day, I would have wrecked her. Thinking about me just sitting there, I wish I could go back and tell myself, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to let somebody talk to you like this or embarrass you like that, especially saying things in front of everybody that aren't true. So, and also Jada, the one that I called my best friend, was sitting at the table and didn't say a fucking word. And that day, Sammy happened to not be at school. So I was just completely by myself. Then after that, we had, I think it was volleyball practice after school. And we went into the locker room, and then Sophie is hugging Brittany and telling her, "Oh my God, I fucking love you, like, you're the best," after Brittany did that to me in the cafeteria in front of everyone. And then they were like buddy friends after that because of Sophie's hatred for me, because she was jealous because I was skinnier and had better hair than her. That is the reason to put somebody down so far that they're literally depressed and don't want to live there anymore. Like, you have to be literally insane. I don't understand, and I never will. And then, so while all of that is happening, I posted a picture on Facebook of me in a towel, right? And let me tell you the context of this photo. My face, a towel that is literally up to here. You can't see any boob or anything, not that I had any in the first place, and then literally cut off to here. That is it. Just that. towel right here. Just the fact that I had a towel in the photo provoked these people to, oh my God, you're an enormous slut, I can't talk to you anymore, you look so terrible, like nobody likes you, all of this shit. And then my boyfriend, like, you know, what you think is a boyfriend when you're in middle school or whatever, broke up with me and was like, you posted a picture in a towel, like, that's really fucking wrong. And I'm like, oh my God, like thinking about all of this. I haven't talked about all of this in like, I don't know, years, or even thought about it actually. I just, oh my God. Anyways, okay, so that happened, and then, okay, I was talking to this kid, not like talking, but I don't know, I guess like I thought he was cute or whatever, and then we were just like going back and forth, and like, I was always a, more like optimistic kid. Like I am definitely the kid that was smoking weed my freshman year of high school and fucking drinking when I was 14, 100%. But I was never bad about it where I was like getting into trouble or you know, like overly doing it or whatever. I'm just curious is what I'm meaning to say. And so this kid, he was in my grade too. This was when I was in 7th grade. He, like, I guess sent me photos, and then I sent him photos, and then they ended up being sent to all of his friends, and then one of his friends posted them on Facebook. You know what that was like for me? Literally my, like, nudes being posted on Facebook when I'm 12, because I was just like, I don't know, like I didn't think that anybody was that mean, and I honestly just wasn't even thinking sending it. But in a perfect world, you shouldn't have to be like, oh my God, I can't trust people, I can't do this, or I can't do this, like even though you want to. It's just stupid. So yeah, my nudes got posted on Facebook, and then so that's happening, and then like every day at school, like obviously is weird as hell, because like at this point I'm not talking to Jada anymore, and everybody like is on Sophie's weird side for no reason, and I don't even know why there was sides, and I don't even know why there was any drama to begin with or anything. And then like I said, this part was in 7th grade. So I go on Facebook when I get home from school one day, and there was this 8th grader named Taylor, and she posted on my Facebook wall saying, you're literally worthless, nobody likes you, no one will ever like you, you're disgusting, you should just get out of this town, all of this shit in a paragraph. And I didn't say one single word back. I just deleted it. I tried to act like nothing happened. I never said anything to her or her friends or anybody that liked the post. I think there was like 20 likes on it. Like that's how mean people were. They would literally be like, oh, this is funny, like it's not me getting bashed, so I'm just gonna support it. Just like fucking terrible, honestly. Like at the beginning of this video, I thought it was funny, but now like talking about like in detail all of these things, it really fucking bothers me. Oh, by the way, Sammy, my best friend, threw a going away party for me, and then Sophie texts her and asks if she can come. I'm like, what, bitch? I will literally fucking slit your throat. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here. I'm not gonna slit anybody's throat. But, like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Anyways, so that was pretty much my middle school. Oh, also, I was like a weirdo kind of. No, I wasn't weird. Like, I was popular, but weird as in like, I don't know, I've always had like a different personality, and like, I don't know, just like different than other people that I've been around. And I've met like a select few people that have made me feel like completely comfortable around them, and I love them, and I feel like I can be myself with them, and like all of these things, you know? So on top of all of that fucking shenanigan craziness, I was obsessed with this boy named Chase, and I was literally like constantly texting him with no response, and then like asking him to date me, which is so embarrassing. Like literally thinking about it right now, I'm like, what, dude? So I don't know, I was weird. But yeah, so like, I don't know, I was getting bullied and everybody was super fucked up, and then like I was also making it worse by making myself look like a fucking weirdo. So yeah, like my 7th and 8th grade years were just like complete shit. And honestly, like me sending that nude and me like being a stalker like may have brought a little bit on me, but not nearly as much as I received. So yeah, that was my middle school experience. Then I moved to California because I literally could not live there anymore with those people. I couldn't do it anymore. And so I moved to California with my dad, and when I moved, it was in like August, so I was still able to join the cheer team. And so that was like over the summer part, like we hadn't started school yet. And so I met a good group of people. I'm not gonna say their names. I love them, and I always will. I don't talk to them anymore, and that was my fault. I'll explain that. Yeah, so good people that I met on my cheer team, and those were my first friends. And then when I actually started school in 9th grade, I hung out with them all year, like still remained friends with them, whatever. And mind you that the first time that I walked into, I want to say it was math class, there was this girl named, yeah, fuck it, I'll just say her name. Her name's Olivia. I don't have anything against her. We are cool with each other, like whatever. But she told her friend next to her, "Look at this whore," when I walked in. Literally, completely and utterly fucking revolved around jealousy, obviously. I was in 9th grade. I was not wearing anything provocative, whatever. I know that I have my tits out right now because I fucking can, and they were $4,000. But I was not wearing anything crazy, doing anything crazy. They didn't even know me. This was literally when school just started. I was called a whore when I walked in the door. And obviously, like, how I heard it was the friend told me, like, once, like, I became, like, a part of everybody, I guess. Yeah, so my freshman year was filled with literally every single dude hitting on me and wanting to talk to me because I was the new girl or whatever, and I guess that was, like, entertaining. So it started like a fire inside of these girls of like, oh, fuck her, like, why is she getting attention? I guess is the mentality. I don't fucking know because I'm not a jealous bitch. And then later on in my freshman year, I met this girl named Hannah, and Hannah's still my friend today. Hannah's wonderful. I love her. I met her. And then this was like about to go into summer of my freshman year. And then with her and I were just the fucking worst duo in the entire world. And we were out partying, out like doing whatever with dudes. Like, honestly, we were kind of ratchet. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I will call myself out right there. But one thing that I will say is we weren't out being like ratchet with dudes. Like, we were just being ratchet, like, just on us. Like, we would literally, I don't even know. Anyways, so all summer, that's what we did. We partied, we did God knows what, and, you know, we're just those kids. And then when my sophomore year started, I would like go back and forth between like Hannah and then like my good friends from cheer. And then like I slowly just started to get closer to Hannah, and then didn't really hang out with the good kids that weren't doing anything bad and whatever. And then so Hannah and I would like take Xanax, and we would drink, and we would black out, and we would go to parties and hook up with dudes and whatever. We were just having, like, honestly, the time of our lives, like, just us. Like, we were this team that it felt like we were just the shit, honestly. But we were never mean to anybody. That's the thing. Like, we had confidence, but never mean or, like, hostile towards anybody. And oh my God, when we got to school our 10th grade year, we were literally the most hated people ever. Everyone thought that we were like the biggest hoes in the entire world. And at this time, at that time, I like only had sex with like a few people in like the span of whatever time. So, and like same for her, like people had no idea what the fuck they were talking about. And like, oh, and on top of that, somebody literally sent a like text tip into the school saying that Hannah's nudes or something was going around, and it was completely a rumor lie. Like, that's how mean people were. Like, I literally moved to California to get away from it, and then it was the same shit when we got to high school. And so like we would obviously like hang out with older guys or whatever. And this is another fucked up thing that I did. I will, throughout this video, say the fucked up things that I did, because I think that that is a very valid thing to say when I'm telling this story and talking about what other people did. So before I mention that, we were hanging out with these kids named Blake and Tristan, and honestly, they are two of the worst people I've ever met in my entire life. Like, if you were to go on Ask FM right now, I don't know if that's still a thing or like if it's still up or whatever, and read the things that these boys were saying about us when we literally did nothing. It's, I don't know, it like rumored around, as I'm saying rumored, which I believe it, but I don't know, that they were like taking pro hormones and like steroids or whatever, and that's why they were so mean, and like, I don't know, like, how that works, what the fuck ever. Not an excuse in my book. And anyways, so they had this friend named Shane. Shane is a lot nicer than the two of them, and like I don't have anything against him either. We follow each other on Instagram, whatever. Him and Tristan decided, I left my purse at their house, and then they decided to human shit in my purse. I'm not fucking with you. And then tell me to come outside to get the purse from them, throw it at me, and then drive off. I'm literally not kidding. And then after that, my house got egged, it got TP'd, my stepmom's car window got broken and her wallet was stolen, trash was thrown at the back of our cars. Still, I had not done anything, literally anything. Yeah, so at that point, like, it was completely undeserved and solely just because everyone wanted something to do and talk about. And then after that, I think after all of that happening, like, I honestly became like kind of more hard and realized like, okay, nobody's trustworthy. Like, you literally like can't be friends with anybody, and everybody fucking sucks and is mean. And then so I had this class with this guy, I'm not gonna say a name because like I don't know, that just like went on for way too long. And he had a girlfriend at the time, and I started hanging out with him, and then obviously like more and whatever. And the entire like, this guy would literally take me being his side chick. Like, saying that out loud is literally so crazy, honestly. Like, me admitting that right now, but I don't care. Like, I'm so much past that. But yeah, this was like later on in my sophomore year. Or no, sorry. This was like near the beginning of my sophomore year. Yeah, when I like started like talking to him or whatever. And then so he would literally take me like everywhere with his friends, out to eat like a normal girlfriend, and like his friends weren't saying shit, which was funny because somehow the whole school knew that I was doing that with him. And then the girlfriend was like saying that she was gonna like fight me at school or something, and again, not down for that, but she was a little bit smaller than me, so I wasn't like too scared, but that's like way besides the point. Anyways, yeah, so that went on for a while, and then I didn't even like ever come to the point where I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, you literally can't be like fucking somebody's boyfriend and like be completely okay with it and just be like, ha ha ha, I'm a dumb bitch. Like, no. So I started talking to Thomas, which we had a good relationship, and like we like aren't on bad terms, never were. And like everything changed from there. And then I ended up going to a continuation school while I like started dating Thomas, and then we were together, and then I never got bullied once ever again there. Everyone was so nice, so kind, so helpful, and with dating him, I like stopped drinking, stopped smoking. Like, I literally wasn't partying, I wasn't doing anything, and like everything was just like totally upscale from there. And then I got out of high school, and I'm still friends with a few people from high school that I'm super grateful for, and they're wonderful. And then you truly know who is going to be drinking wine with you when you're 30, when your kids are asleep. So yeah, that's my story. I just wanted to share with you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day.